Well, what a game. Last time I was in that locker room at the end of the game, it was 52-49, and they had just beaten us. So nice to come down here and get a win. What a great football team they got. Wow. So,
Coach, I guess the defense played so well today, held your opponent to 3 points, 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter, and a couple of key fourth down stops. And the defensive stop on the goal line in the second quarter. Tell us about the defense.
they just played their hearts out, played really hard. We gave up some plays, but gosh, that team is hard not to give up plays to. They are so athletic. Morris kid is just a super player and knows the system so well. They're going really fast. I mean, at times it's like NASCAR pace, and they're really good at it. So the stop in the first half down there in the goal line was just huge, obviously, to keep them out of the end zone. And then the second half, been saying it all year, bend, don't break. And, we bent enough to allow them to get down in the red zone. And then Nate got those guys in position, and Platt made a great play. And then Weaver made a great play, and just so proud of those guys. They didn't flinch. They just kept playing. And, can't say enough for Nate Woody. He just does an incredible job. Played a triple option team last week, completely different offense this week, and was able to hold them to 3 points.
Coach, in the first quarter, you get back the onside kick by Hamilton Baker, and then you go in for the touchdown on Bryson Daly. Was it did you anticipate Bryson would carry the ball as much as he did today?
I guess probably. I mean, we're going to call plays that we think are our best plays. They lined up in a front that we weren't anticipating. They played a different front against Navy a year ago, and really that's kind of their base defense, and didn't play that at all today. So give them credit. They played a defense they hadn't played all year and hadn't played against an option team, and they did a really good job of defending us. So there was some plays we really had to slug it out, and made some fourth downs, and we came out of that thing with some big plays on third down that throw over their sideline to convert the pitch, or I guess the reverse to Noah Short.
Yeah.
Where he circled the defense and was able to get it just by the skin of our teeth. So we had to fight for all those yards in there. There weren't any big plays, and so they did a great job against us, and fortunately we made enough plays to gut it out.
You have a question? One more time.
Yeah, just in the third quarter, Bryson has his first interception of the season, but your defense forced a punt. You get the ball back on the 6-yard line, and you go down the field. You have the 4th and 4 conversion on the run to the left by Noah Short, and then Bryson completes the drive. 21 plays and 13 minutes 54 seconds.
The interception was on a boot play. We've run that play before, and I heard Cody talking to him after the play. Just the down and distance, and he's trying to make a play, and probably could have pulled it down and run it there, and maybe not get a first down, but at least pushed us closer to giving us a chance on third down and fourth down to get it. But he didn't flinch. He came back out and led us on a long drive, and we had to show some patience there. We overcame some penalties and some things that put us behind the sticks, and our guys just played determined and played really hard and tough. The drive in the second half, after we had to punt it to them, and they had a quick 3 and out to put a drive together like that. I mean, that was we hadn't done that the whole game, and it was really difficult moving the ball against them. So to have a drive that's 21 plays in almost 14 minutes, it said a lot for those guys and their determination, the offensive line and the backs, and Bryson carrying the ball. And so really, really gutty effort there.
Joe Iacano.
Hey, Coach Monken, congratulations on the win. You just mentioned it about, North Texas's defense and how they came out in a different look than you guys had seen all year. And that, really it was pretty tough sledding in there most of the day for Army's running game. What do you think kind of made it so challenging for you guys? Usually, even if a team comes out in a different look, what we've seen all season is you guys are able to adjust after the first series and then kind of start churning. So, is there anything specific North Texans was doing either from a scheme or just an athleticism standpoint that was creating problems?
Well, we'd seen that defense before this year. It's not the first time we've seen that particular front. But they were really good up front. They did a really good job against our offensive line. Um, their linebackers did a remarkably good job of keying, just the plays that we were running, whether it was a guy pulling or a motion and not, completely taking the bait. They were well coached today, and that's difficult to do. I say remarkably because when you play a different type of offense like ours, so unique, and then play a different defense than you typically play, that isn't easy to do. So they were prepared and they did a nice job. They beat some blocks on the perimeter. We got the ball to perimeter some, and we didn't get anybody, knocked out of the way and pushed out of the way to hit a big pitch play. And so when we got it out there, and we get 2, 3, 4 yards, and so just everything we were doing, just it was very methodical and 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
And final question, the fake field goal on the last play of the first half, just curious what the kind of thought process was there.
Well, there was a particular look that we wanted. We had practiced it all week. And we kicked the extra point. They were in that look. I fully assumed that they were going to be in that look. So I called it. Now we have a mechanism to call it off. I had a timeout in my pocket and I saw that it wasn't there. And I thought that our holder would call it off and we would just kick the ball. Unfortunately, he didn't see that. I should have just gone down there and called timeout and just said, "Hey, they're not in the look, and let's go kick the ball." But I stand by, if they were in that look, that we were going to walk. It was a good play. We had practiced it, and I felt good about it. And I wouldn't have called it if I didn't. And we had the ball. That was the third time, I think, in the half that we had the ball.
Yeah.
So the possessions were very limited.
Right.
Points were a premium. And I thought if we can go up 14-3 here and come back out in the second half and get the ball back and go down and get anything, that sandwiching the halftime with a score on each side would be huge. And unfortunately, we didn't make it. And I certainly regret not walking down there and calling timeout, especially since I had one in my pocket. That's my job, not his fault. It's my job. I should have done that. Fortunately, we didn't have to pay the ultimate price for it. Our guys made enough plays to win the game.
Thanks, Coach. Great win.
Sal?
Hey, Coach. I know that Bryson Daly's availability was, a big story this week, but what about Noah Short? I mean, it seemed like that from what they were saying on TV that he maybe might not play, and the effort he gave you today.
Yeah, he got hurt in practice earlier this week, and when it happened, we just thought the trainer said, "I don't know if he's going to be able to go. It looks bad," and they got to it immediately. They were able to treat it immediately, and by the next day, he was walking pretty good, and by Friday, he practiced and looked good, and thought he looked good today. So that's a great job by Jackie McCann and Tim Kelly, our training staff. They did a great job of getting him prepared, as they did with Bryson. I mean, to bring Bryson back, and it's a credit to our medical staff and that team of doctors and trainers that really worked hard to get him ready for this one.
Bryson was Bryson today, right? He ran the ball hard. He stuck his nose in there. That's what you kind of expected, and you guys kind of rode him a lot today.
Well, that's who we are as an offense. It's who we've been and what he's done for us. So I was glad to see him playing like himself today.
Thank you.
Seth, go ahead.
Coach, great victory today. It was a very exciting game. Talk about your defense, if you don't mind. It just seems to be getting better and better, and today you really seem to have them stymied.
Well, I can't say enough for the job Coach Woody does. Nate Woody's a tremendous defensive coordinator. to transition from a triple option team to an air raid team and give up 3 points. This is one of the most prolific offenses in the country. I mean, they're scoring points against everybody, lots and lots of yards against everybody. I mean, this kid's thrown for 400 yards in a game 4 times this year. Nobody else in the country's done that. They average over 500 yards a game total offense. That is a good football team that we played today, and a tremendous offense. So our defense played their hearts out, had our backs to the wall in the first half and got the goal line stand. Gave up some plays to get us down there in the red zone in the second half and came away with a couple of interceptions. And that, I mean, if they don't come up with those plays, obviously a different football game.
We're gonna do 2 more. Ken McMillan.
Hey, Jeff. Congratulations on the win. You've been around college football a long time. Tell us what you think the significance of going 9-0 is.
Well, just for the record, I'm just getting started, and so I don't know. I'm glad we won this one. Each game is independent of the others, as will be the next one. So I don't know. There's not really any significance to it right now. It's, our sights are set on the very next game, and records are to look at the end of the season, not during the season. And so I think our team's done a really good job of managing that and handling that and being mature about it.
And Jeff, what were any doubts you had about Bryson? Not doubts, but uncertainty of what you were going to get from him today, and how soon into the game did you say, "Yep, we're good"?
Well, the only uncertainties are the fact that he hadn't practiced in a couple of weeks, and to be out there and be under center and have a defense line up against you, and it's faster. It's faster than it is when you watch it on video. So just the speed of the game probably, and his reacclimating to that. I thought he handled it really well. He'd like to have that boot pass back, but like I said, he's just trying to make a play, and he made some good hard runs, and beyond that took good care of the ball, and he carried it a bunch.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Last one, John, go ahead.
Coach, the offensive line was, I thought, exceptionally good today. They were great on the A gaps, B gaps, and C gaps. Could you talk about them a little bit?
They've been good all year, John. That's the best offensive line I've ever had on a team. And they're mature, they're tough, they're strong. Coach Hughes, our strength coach, the job he's done to build and develop the players on this team. I mean, we got a strong football team, and that group in particular. They do a really good job of handling the front. We didn't blow open seams that were wide open gashes, just enough to keep getting some yards, and so that's a great group.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Really,